Hey guys, it's Scott Clausen here at Fight Factory. I have my student Caleb going to here help me today. I had a lot of questions and emails regarding closing distance and distance management in a fight, striker versus grappler, whichever one you prefer. So obviously, if we're a little bit further apart, this is weapons range. When we step in here, now we can both kick. We're both in the kicking range. A tad closer, he can punch. I can punch, we're in the punching range, which is also the takedown range. If I can touch him, I can change levels and shoot. If we're in a clinch, this range, the elbows and knees, and of course the takedowns. So what I'm gonna do first is sort of anti-jiu-jitsu, I guess, but it's also something we use in jiu-jitsu and wrestling. We both have an underhook. For those of you who are newer to fighting and newer to grappling, if I'm allowed two underhooks like this, it's called a body lock. It allows me to get my hips below his hips, and I could take him down, I could lift him and slam him. So nobody usually allows the other person two underhooks. We each have one underhook. So I'm going to use this position to disengage. I'm going to take my underhook out as I push his wrist and lock my arm straight down. I come under, I'm still close to him, my shoulder's in his chest. When I remove my underhook, I go to his elbow and do a small arm drag, and I'm here. From the grappling standpoint, we could trip a number of ways and take the fight to the ground, or as a striker, once we're here, we could disengage and kick or whatever. So one more time really quickly on that. We both have an underhook. I'm going to remove my underhook, catch his elbow here, disengage, and whatever's next. Now, worst case scenario, we get to the ground, we want to get back to our feet. He ends up taking me down. I want to keep him between my legs so he doesn't come sit on my chest. What I'm going to do here is take away one of his weapons. This is the worst place we could be. Go ahead, throw a punch. I'm at the end of his strikes. This is not good. He needs to be really close or really far away. So I'm going to bring him really close, overhook, and if you can see here, both my feet are on the hips. Now he can't come forward. The first thing we could do from here possibly is to stand up. Someone that's not trained in ground fighting will not like having their arm in this position. He may try to retract this arm. Go ahead and bring it in. When he brings it in, I could kick off, stand up, and disengage. Someone that's more familiar with the game, go ahead and push my knee down and pass. He's going to push this knee down, past my legs, and now I'm in trouble. So, from this position, when I overhook this arm, feet on the hips, I'm going to raise this knee up, hand on the shoulder, hand on the wrist, and I'm adding pressure against his elbow joint. That's why he's tapping. And again, if we wanted to disengage and stand up, if you don't want to break the guy's arm, at this point we have created such an angle, we could probably stand. Now, if you wanted to finish the fight with a choke, the triangle choke is right here. So for those of you guys not really familiar with it, it's a blood choke. My leg is going to get this carotid, his shoulder is going to get this carotid. If he were to try to push my knee in, I'm going to pin his hand inside, elevate my hips, and take his arm across with me to this side and my head so I could look in his ear. Now, his shoulder is cutting off the blood flow on this side, my leg is on this side. We triangle our legs, pull the head down. Okay, so that's just a small beginner piece with distance management and some ways you could possibly stand up from the ground or finish the fight from the ground.